a solution of two national states, a Jewish state, Israel, an Arab state, Palestine. The Palestinians are our closest neighbours. I believe they may become our closest friends. Oh yeah? Well, maybe I'm being a bit short-sighted, but I highly doubt that Palestinians generally, of this generation and the last generation, will forget how they've been treated by Israel, by Israeli police and the military. Institutional injustice, violence and oppression over the course of decades is not soon forgotten. Israel doesn't intend to introduce nuclear weapons, but if people are afraid that we have them, why not? It's a deterrent. Firstly, I would say no. Nuclear weapons are not a deterrent. There are insane, hateful people in the world who don't give a fuck about human life or consequences. A few nukes in the hands of a madman could, be the trigger for a third world war. Trying to legitimize criminal weapons by calling them deterrents rings hollow with me. Secondly, this Israel will not introduce bullshit. It's a widely accepted view that Israel does possess nuclear weapons and has for a long time. It's one of the world's worst kept secrets. What is wrong with the Iranians in addition to the nuclear bomb? This is the only country on Earth in the 21st century that has renewed imperialistic ambitions. They really want to become the hegemon of the Middle East in an age that gave up imperialism. Are you kidding me, Mr. Peres? I understand Israel is always going out of its way to vilify and demonize Iran, or the Iranian regime. I get it. Trying to scare the shit out of people is an effective political tool. Don't get me wrong, I've no love for the Iranian regime. I would never offer support for a theocracy. And yes, Iran, as it is Israel's enemy and Saudi Arabia's enemy. There are power struggles going on in the Middle East, and this rivalry and hatred between the regimes of Saudi Arabia and Iran is at the heart of it. But this stuff about Iran being the only nation with imperialistic ambitions in this century, that's crap. It's a piece of propaganda. The United States and Russia still behave imperialistically, and they are by no means the only ones. Come on. In the Middle East, the conflict today is a matter of generations and not cultures. I'm not sure when Peres said this exactly, but yeah, you can't ignore religion, you can't ignore sectarianism, tribalism, greed. I'm sure there is a generational conflict too. Yeah, of course, but that's not all. Ethnic tension and hatred, they're also part of this poisonous cocktail, if you like. There are no easy solutions here. Yeah, it's a number of factors going on. Peres again. The problem of the Middle East is poverty more than politics. Well, poverty and the ignorance and suffering that go with it are clearly a big part of the problem, but there's a poisonous politics which feeds on poverty, ignorance, resentment, prejudice. It's stating the bloody obvious, I know, but where you have regimes, dictator states, where a small elite are enriched at the expense of the masses, as tends to happen with dictatorships, you're going to have suffering, misery, social dysfunction, institutional oppression. Yeah. Another quote: "There is in England a saying that an anti-Semite is someone who hates the Jews more than is necessary." I gotta be honest with you, never heard that saying before. I'm English, I grew up in England. Never heard that one. Maybe before my time, eh? Okay, one more. Israel welcomes the wind of change and sees a window of opportunity. Democratic and science-based economies by nature desire peace. Israel does not want to be an island of affluence in an ocean of poverty. Improvements in our neighbours' lives means improvements to the neighbourhood in which we live. Yeah, that neighbourhood sure does need some improving. Israel does rank fairly high in the UN's Human Development Index, but there is still considerable poverty there, a lot of it among the Arab minority, and some of it among Orthodox Jews. For what is regarded as a developed country, Israel does have a high poverty rate and pretty big gap between rich and poor. Yeah. Okay, please rate, comment and subscribe, folks, and with that, I will see you next time.